Hi, Brandon Asbury here. I'm actually going to show you how to make your own masterpiece on GarageBand, and we're just simply going to start today with adding a couple of tracks to GarageBand. The first thing that we want to do is we're going to open it, and this is your startup screen for GarageBand. Your menu tab or your menu is just on the left here, and it gives you different options of learning to play. It'll take you to Lesson Store, and it gives you some very cool lessons. You can make up your own little GarageBand, Magic GarageBand. It's just a bunch of instruments together, as well as ringtones and recent projects. We're going to start with a new project, and we're actually going to highlight loops, and we're going to double click on that. Now what it's going to do is it's going to bring up this screen here. I'm going to actually, this is in my dreams, but I'm going to put in Guitar God, and that's going to be my file. Down here we don't have to worry about this right now. We're not too concerned about this. It messes with our metronome and what key we're starting in. We actually are going to start in the key of C today, by the way. But the beats per minute, that's our metronome. So we're going to push create. It'll bring up our loading screen, and then it brings up this nice screen right here. Well, not a lot that we can do. There's nothing over here right now that is there. We can find loops if we wanted to later, but we're not going to worry about that. We're going to include our own stuff. So I'm going to actually go down to go up to tracks, and then I'm going to come down and push new track. It's just going to bring up another screen for me. I can load the software instruments, or we can do a real instrument, which we're going to focus on today. You're going to double click on that, and it's going to bring up to the left a no effects screen. You can see right here that it's actually picking up my voice as I talk. That's very important, and lets me know that my microphone is plugged in and it's ready to go. I do suggest that you have an external mic because the internal mics are not always the greatest. When we come down here, this is going to be our mic volume, and because we have an external mic, we actually want to lower the volume. If you're going to use an internal one, you might raise it up a little bit. Once again, your sound quality is not going to be the best, so it's not going to sound as good as, you know, an external. But lower your external mic down. I like to do it about 70 to 75. We'll go right about in between. We'll just do a 70. We'll go like 73. Right there. Now, I don't have to automatically start with the effects over here, and because we're going to use an acoustic guitar today, I can actually push that, and it's going to change my recording. Let's say I start with a bright acoustic guitar. I'm gonna pick a piece of, I have my piece of music ready. I'm ready to go. I have two parts to it. I have a finger picking part and I have a chord part to it. They're in the same key. They're in the key of C, but they're at a different pitch. So what I'm actually going to do is I'll start off by coming down here to my big red button. That means record. And as soon as I push that, it's going to start picking it up. You can hear the metronome in the back. That goes back to that first screen. But it's just going to take this red line all the way across here. And you can see it picking up my voice right now as we go, and you can hear the metronome. Well, I don't want that part of my masterpiece because I want to be a guitar god, not a talking god. So I push it back to the beginning. If I come down to this button here, excuse me, this says go back to the beginning. Well, what I first want to do is I'm going to turn the metronome off because I don't want to hear it. So I go up to controls, metronome, it was on, I just turned it back on. But the check means it's on. If I click it, it turns off. I'm ready to go. I have everything. I know what my piece of music is. The nice part is I can record right over this. If I don't want to take the chance, though, as soon as I push record, it's actually going to record, and it's going to split it for me until it covers the entire thing, and it's done. So what I would actually get is, you know, me playing the guitar, and then cuts, and then it goes to me talking. So I'm going to return it back to the beginning, and if I'd like to, I can go up and go to edit, I'm going to cut the highlighted piece, which was that one. If I click on the next piece, I can cut that piece as well. And I'm ready to go again with nothing in there. So we're actually going to go ahead, we're going to push our record button, and we're going to see what we can get out of this. When I'm done with my recording, like I was, it's as simple as pushing stop. Now, once again, pushing it back to the front, we want to listen to what we made because that's why we do this. Push play, and you're going to listen to exactly what happened. The cool thing about this is I can actually change the effects during the middle of what I'm playing. If I don't like the bright sound on my acoustic guitar, I can come over here and I can change it to the large reverb or natural. Shimmering chorus sort of lowers it, or the swirling echoes. Well, I really like the swirling echoes, so we're going to go ahead and leave that. Now, in order for me to be a guitar god, or you to be a guitar god, you can't just have one part to the guitar. You've got to make a masterpiece here. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your cursor down to the left-hand corner, to this plus sign. You're simply going to click it. We're going to go to Real Instrument again. Double-click the Real Instrument. Once again, it's going to bring up the No Effects. You can go into Acoustic Guitar if you would like to. Start it off on Bright. You could start it off on anything you wanted to. But what we're going to do is we're going to add a new piece. Now this is where it gets a little tricky, because if I were to just record this piece with no headphones on or no monitors, the microphone is actually going to pick it up. And it's going to have two of my original pieces, which is the swirling echoes. Okay? So what I want to do is I want to highlight my shimmering chorus, and I want to plug in my earphones just so I can hear where I'm at, where the music is at up here, and then down here while it's recording, you're going to hear, and I'm going to hear, the microphone's just going to pick up the new piece that we're actually going to put in there. So if I were to record the secondary piece for this, now, what you heard was just my strumming. What I was hearing was the swirling echoes, my first part, and then I was able to play along with it. So I can cut later, but right now what I basically got was this. So I have two parts to that. Now, if I was really creative tonight, I could go back in, create a new one, a new track, go to my live instrument, and add another one if I'd like to. I could add drums. I can add different effects to there. One of the cool things is you don't have to, if you use an acoustic guitar, you don't have to just stay with the acoustic guitar effect. I could come up here. Let's mute this first one, actually. I'm going to return. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to my shimmering chorus. But I'm going to actually come over here and I'm going to change the effects in the actual effects tab during the middle of the song. So if I play it just as it is, I can change the effects as I go along. To lunar bounds. I don't like that because it sounds like it's skipping. I can make it a little bit more rock oriented, but very cool different projects that you can do. Definitely something I say mess around with and sort of get to know. But Brandon Asbury and yeah, GarageBand.